Guys, welcome to the final installment of the Funded Trader webinar series. Prop farming, trade and manage 10 plus accounts for maximum income. So we've taken you guys through a series of 6 webinars, starting with why everyone should be a prop trader, how to do it, how to set it up, how to become profitable at it. And then now we're going to talk about how to multiply your profits. So how to get even better at it. A quick little side note, the other guy's voice you're hearing on there is Patrick, the Angry Trader Assalone. Pat's a 20 plus year professional trading veteran. Actually, I hate to tell you this, Pat, we're actually closing in on 25, but you've developed the modified market profile method. It's one of the most highly sought after trading and education systems. Now, those just aren't words. I want you guys to understand, I spent an hour today with a private equity fund who wants to have their traders learn Pat's method so that they can use it on Globex. He's taught thousands of traders the modified market profile. There's countless success stories. We'll get into that in just a little bit. The person you hear talking is Mikey Z. Mike Zanetti. I'm a 25-year industry veteran, former investment banker at one of the largest institutions in the world. I'm also the founder, owner, and operator of multiple trading, education, and software companies. I like to say I'm not only the president, I'm also a client. We eat our own food. We don't put things out into the public unless we're in it as well. This is a big thing. Okay, so understanding that you are dealing with two people who live, eat, and breathe what we're talking about, and have for years and have adapted and evolved and done what we've done to find this success for the students. Just a quick disclaimer, this particular webinar is for education purposes only. We are not financial advisors, okay? We do not give financial advice. If you are trading, understand you can lose money trading. And actually one of the cool things we're gonna talk about today is how you can risk a lot less money to make some very significant income if you play by the rules. All right. So the disclaimer is there, though. Don't risk money. Don't buy things that you can't afford, and don't risk money that you can't afford to lose. The full disclaimer is at the bottom of our website. So, I've been using this term the last couple of webinars for a reason. I've been using the term prop firm or funded trader experts. Okay. And I've been using this term because I genuinely believe that we are. There's a new look to this trading world. It used to be you had your own funds and you traded your own funds unless you were lucky enough to find a place on Wall Street that would bring you in and teach you the ropes, the Solomon Brothers, a Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, and you were able to trade with them. There's a newer concept to this, and that's personal trading, which we all saw come into play in the late 90s, early 2000s, the retail trader. And then on top of that, they have this concept of the funded trader or the prop firm. It's now become a widely accepted thing. And I have to say, it wasn't for the longest time. Pat and I were both against it for a long time. It's about 12, maybe a little bit older than 12 years at this point old. But it's even as early as 5 years ago, Pat and I were against it. There had been some changes in the industry, and that was probably the single biggest thing. It is, by the way, just so we're all talking apples to apples, it is unregulated. Okay, you are not dealing with brokerage houses. You're not dealing with banks. You're not dealing with clearing houses. Okay, this is a unregulated industry, and that's one of the reasons why we steered clear of it for as long as we did. Now, understanding that there are very few people that have been in this process as long as we have. Okay, and the understanding that we've gotten along the way, we've been able to sort of adjust to the rules. We've been able to see how the industry changed until the point that it is right now. And right now, there is an opportunity to do things that you've never been able to do, which is to be able to trade with other people's money systematically and make a significant income without leaving your office, without leaving your bedroom or wherever your computer is. Okay. This is an opportunity that's never been there before, not in the way that it is right now, okay? And we call ourselves experts at it because basically we've been here through this process. We've seen how it's changed, and we've built a system to allow people to maximize this opportunity. Okay. And we, as you'll see, as we get into this, you'll see we have hundreds of students doing it. We've got some incredible success stories. I'm not going to bore you guys to death with success stories, but I do want to point something out that was kind of interesting. When we look at our student base, we always look at it as when a student is making money doing what they're doing and they're enjoying it and not pulling their hair out, we as an entity are doing a good job. Okay. Now we've achieved that with our retail traders. We've got a lot of students that are doing it. But what we're seeing now is that we've got CTAs, commodities trading advisors, commodity pool operators, CPOs, commercial and hedge funds approaching us, asking us, how are we doing this? How are we so successful with teaching literally people off the street, people that have never traded before, to make a significant income by prop trading? And one of the biggest people that we've gotten attention from lately have been these prop firms. Okay. And the prop firms are coming to us now going, I've got a handful of very successful people that have become funded traders, and a lot of the people are coming from your school. We want to know how and why. And I've had that conversation twice in the last 2 weeks with two completely different prop firms. So that tells you that our students are out there. Our students are kicking ass and taking names. And that, to me, that means Pat and I are doing a good job. That's how we measure ourselves. Okay. Is if our students are out there and our students are being successful, and they are right now. So today we're not going to talk about the retail traders, the hedge funds, all that. We're going to really focus in on the prop traders, because right now prop trading is an opportunity that has not been there in the past. Before we get to that, I want to point something out. I thought this was really cool. This was in the news the other day. Nashville man, he's 22 years old. He's making between $30,000 and $90,000 a month day trading. Right. So money wise, big national information source. And I'm reading through this because, of course, that catches my attention. 22 years old, day trading. I'm like, okay, this is kind of like our people. Right. And I'm reading through the article, and two things caught my attention. One is he started prop trading. He didn't start with his own money. He started prop trading. Right. And the guy asked a great question in the interview. He said, if you're so good at this, why aren't you using your own money? He said, why would I use my own money when I could use somebody else's? And that was his response. And the truth of the matter is, here's a guy making $30,000 to $90,000 a month. And he's sitting there saying, why would I use other people? Why would I use my own money? Why would I put my own money at risk when other people are willing to risk it for me? Okay. So that's this guy. He's making the news with it. Guys, we've got students doing that right now. Here's a letter today. I won't say the student's name, but she might be in here right now. This is her 12th funded account that she's gotten. Okay. 12th, number 12, guys. Okay. $50,000. So do the math. All right. At a minimum, she's trading $600,000. Let me say that again. At a minimum, she's trading $600,000 of other people's money right now. Okay. That's incredible. Okay. She was not a trader. She was not on Wall Street. She was not, okay. This is something that she learned. This is something that she's done. She's been able to be very, very successful with by following the system. And this is just another example. This is literally, I don't know if you guys can see the time on that. That's July 29th. I think that's today at 11:54. Okay. So that's literally an email from today. Guys, certificates from our students on a regular basis. We get these, our students love to send us these. Okay. They love sending us the different success stories, the different things that they're able to achieve. We love seeing it. Okay. We love seeing it for one simple reason. And that's what I told you guys before. We measure our success on the success of our students. All right. Reputation matters. I'm a firm believer in this. Okay. We've won multiple awards for what we do. We won a big education award in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. This was a huge one. We beat out firms that are multinational billion-dollar firms, and we beat them out because we're better. Okay, because we deliver a better product, not because we can run the best ads or get on the most television shows, right? We won it because we had a better program. And we just recently won Top Prop, which was kind of cool. Top funded trader education program. Okay, so you ask for what we can do, what our accolades are. This is probably the biggest one to me. This is the most important thing about our business and what we do. Okay, we're 5-star rated. We're not 5-star rated on Facebook. We're not 5-star rated on Google. We're not 5-star rated on Trustpilot. We're 5-star rated on all of them. Okay. Go to our Trustpilot. This is existing students, guys. This is existing people who are in our organization. They're paid clients, not somebody on the outside, not whatever. This is clients that have paid for the program and read what they have to say about what we do. I strongly recommend it. There's not a whole lot of firms that can go out there and say that they've got nothing but 5-star reviews. Okay. There's some power in that. We've gotten nothing but 5-star reviews. And the funny thing is Trustpilot still gives us a 4.99999 because we won't sign up and pay for their program. If we sign up, we get to be 5-star, but we won't do it because we want to keep it authentic. All right. So there's some power there, guys. This whole program started with every trader should be a funded trader. The concept behind it is very simple. All right. We have hundreds of successful students. You have to understand how we got them there and why we got them there to understand why we make this statement. Every student should be a funded trader. You have to understand the process of going through the evaluation, going through getting funded and staying funded to understand why it's so important. All right. So let me just start with the process of becoming a funded trader very, very quickly. All right. The process is simple. It starts with the application. All right. Now, this isn't an application like you're applying to a brokerage where they are going to do they're going to do an X-ray and an MRI, and they're going to scope you to see if you should be there. You're literally filling this out. You're filling out your tax documentation like you would at a job. Okay. And you're waiting for your application to get approved. You get approved and you have to do something called an evaluation. An evaluation is very simple. You're going to get the rules. You got to stay within the rules, and you got to make enough money within those rules to pass your evaluation. Once you pass it, you get funded. Okay. Some companies start with sim funded, meaning you stay on a simulated trading account, but you're quote funded, and you can now make money on that sim account. If that sounds like a video game, it is a video game, guys. It's a simulation account that you make money if you win money in the game. All right. You're playing video poker at the casino with real money. Once you get funded, you got to stay funded. And those rules we talked about in the evaluation, they're there for a reason. You have to be able to stay funded in order to keep getting paid, which is the most important step, right? We're not here for the first 4 steps. We're here for this step. All right. We're here for the step of getting paid. You're on this webinar right now because you want to find out how you can get paid, how you can make more money. All right. Let's be honest. That's the meat and potatoes of why we're here right now. All right. We want to get paid. And not only do we want to get paid, but we want to be able to multiply those payments. All right. And what do I mean by multiply those payments? Trading someone else's money and trading $100,000 account is great. But if you can trade one, why don't you multiply that and trade 10 of them? Why not 15? All right. And there's an answer why some people won't trade 10 of them. All right. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. So the idea here is we want to get you paid, and we want to be able to multiply those payments so that you're able to get the highest possible yield. All right. That you can manage. That's the trick right there, that you can manage. So real quick, what is a prop account? It's an account balance that you could trade as long as you stay within certain parameters. You get paid out of the profits generated from those prop accounts. You stay within the rules, you keep getting paid. Now, some firms will pay you 90%. Some firms will pay you 70%. Some firms, the first $25,000 that you make, you get 100%. And after that, it drops to 80. Okay. Every firm is a little bit different. You got to know at the end of the day, the rules are a little bit different, and you got to know what the rules are and how to stay within them. So what's the downside, right? Because this sounds pretty damn cool. Trade other people's money, stay within the rules. Listen, I was really good at crayons when I was a kid. I could always stay within the lines. That seems pretty easy. Well, staying with the parameters isn't easy. Many people end up doing evaluation after evaluation. They pass it, they start to get funded, and then they lose it. They get to a certain stage and they fail out. They get one payment, but they don't get their full payment because they lost money. All right. That's how prop firms make money. Let's be abundantly crystal clear. They make money because every time you take one of those evaluations, you have to pay for the evaluation. All right. That's their trick. Their trick is to put up and make the rules difficult enough, all right, where you are going to fail out. That's where we come in. All right. We teach you to be consistent and active as a trader. The big point there is on the consistency side. All right. The consistency side is having a program that you can execute day in and day out without pulling your hair out, that you can be high probability wins and do it hell or high water. Okay. That's the system that we teach. So every trader should be a funded trader, but you got to understand how to get there. All right. Little thing about why. Let's just jump into why real quick. It's safe leverage. You're going to protect your assets. Okay. You protect your ass is what it's supposed to say, but it's about preservation of capital. To me, all right, you're challenging the eval or reset costs in an account versus losing your own personal assets. What do I mean by that? All right. If you're trading $150,000 of your money, all right, and you lose 10%, that $15,000 is gone. You either have to win it back or you got to go back to work to get more money to put into that and build back up your 15 grand that you lost. All right. With prop firms, if I lose that $15,000, I paid $300 for the eval, $350, $150, depends on the firm, right? I just have to pay that to get back in the game. So think about that. Is there really a risk there other than that, whatever that evaluation cost is? That's my risk. Why would you compare, okay? Why would you compare less risk of 350, 400? Let's say you go to Tradeify, it's 800, okay? Versus losing $15,000 in your own account. Plus, you get the added upside of trading oftentimes more money or more cash than you freely have available. To me, that's a simple thing. It's a simple equation. Less risk, greater upside. It's dumb math. All right. When people talk about why you should be a prop trader, there's your answer right there. Less risk, greater upside than trading your own money. Guys, we have students that are multi-millionaires that use prop accounts. We have students that can barely pay a monthly fee, but they start prop trading and they make more money than they were making in their job. They quit their job and they prop trade full time. We've got everybody in between. I've got students, Pat, I can think of one person in particular. She just wanted to make enough prop trading that she could fund her own account. And once she made it, she said, why would I stop doing this? Why would I go back and trade my own money? It didn't make any sense. So the net of it was she kept prop trading, and she still, to this day, is still prop trading on multiple accounts, because even though she's made enough money to not have to do it, she said, you know what? Why would I take the chance? So to me, it's dumb math when people ask why. All right. How should you be a funded trader? I'm going to run through this real, guys. So just stick with me, and then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of today. The biggest thing you have to understand is every firm is different. You've got these different parameters, okay, that you have to stay within, that are, some of them are obvious and some of them aren't. You've got your daily loss limit, max trailing loss, consistency test, max position, profit goals. And sometimes you've got these hidden requirements like minimum weekly trading, times you're not allowed to trade, okay? The most important thing that you have to do when you trade is know those. And if you don't know those, don't worry, that's okay. If that all seems like a foreign language to you, don't worry, that's okay. That's what we teach. And then what we teach you is how to set your trading system to meet those parameters with the highest probability and the easiest consistency for success. So if you've never seen what some of these account packages look like, I just grabbed Legends Trading as an example. There's 25, 50, 100, 150, 250. What do those eval costs look like? 225 a month for the 100,000, 320 a month. You've got a $9,000 profit goal, $4,000 end of day trailing max loss, and you have to trade at least 7 days. Okay. A lot of people are going to look at that and go, okay, I understand the basics, but I don't really understand that in detail. Don't worry. We teach you the system and how to beat that system. But I just want you to understand that's kind of what the firms look like. Others have a straight to sim funded. So you're never actually funded in this one. It's a one-time fee of $729. Those are all your parameters right there. That's a $150,000 traded account, guys. All right. I personally have 5 of these accounts right now myself. I like this company. This is through Tradeify. And if Steven's in the thing, you can drop in the chat the link for the TTA one. So I happen to really like Tradeify because I like paying that one-time fee and just trading the account and not worrying about it. All right. So to me, every firm is a little bit different. You got to understand the parameters. You have to know how to operate within the parameters. You also have to understand that you're not excused from live trading. You've got to trade the news. All right. Because guess what? Those accounts move and shake based on the news, just like trading a live account does. You might be on a sim account, but it's not making up directions. All right. It's going to respond to the actual market. You got to trade the daily cycles. What do I mean by that? Well, if you've watched the last 5 weeks in the market, if there's news or right at the open, you get a lot of volatility, not necessarily a lot of volume, but you get a lot of volatility, and then it's flat the rest of the day. Okay. Until maybe there's another news event in the afternoon. You get that like spitfire of activity, and then it dies back down again. All right. So those are daily cycles. You have to know, and they're more pronounced right now than I've ever seen. They're because they're so low volume right now in the market. Those daily cycles, you have to trade within those daily cycles. There isn't availability in the markets to trade outside of them. And then risk management. Again, look at the last 6 weeks with risk management. We've been through a heck of a last 6 weeks. As students, our students are killing it. Talk to some of the other companies, talk to auto trading programs, all those. Last 6 weeks have been tough, guys. It's a tough market for a lot of people. If you're trading for yourself, if you're one of our prop traders, if you're following this system, I see the results every day. Pat, your students are trading north of 76% win rate right now, which is just absurd. Not all types of trades and trading strategies work for prop trading. You've got to be steady and consistent. You got to have a system, and you got to be high probability. Pat system, reversals and inverses, and gap fills. Okay. That's the basis of what we recommend for prop traders. How consistent and successful is it? These are our student results on submitted trades. So part of our program requires the students to submit their trades. This is the last 4 years of our student trades. And I'm sorry, somehow this got messed up down here. This is last week's results. It's actually a little bit higher than this. It's over 76.4 right now. So we're seeing massive wins, minimum losses, and silly win rates, 70+% on the win rates. And when you add in that the profit factor is about 1.2, meaning we're making about $1.20, all right, versus every dollar that we lose, and we're winning 3 out of 4 times, that's pretty good trading right there. All right. And I say we. When I say we, I don't mean Pat and I. Pat and I don't submit our trades for review. This is our students. This is our students' results and how they're trading. So types of strategies that work, you got to have those. You also have to have risk management and money management. Without risk management and money management, you'll never make it as a trader. You'll never make it as a prop trader. You can look good. You can guess good. You can drop one of those massive trades and look like a hero, and then you're going to lose it on your next 3 trades. All right. Having a risk management system, having a money management system, this is super important. And what's ironic is way before we got into the prop trading game, Pat had developed a phenomenal risk management system. And what we found out was it actually dovetails perfectly into what the parameters are for a prop firm. So you're actually able to manage your risk based on the parameters to give you multiple swings at bat to get up to that 75%, 76% win rate. The reason why you want some more swings at bat, guys, if we know that our probability is 75% and I take one swing, well, 1 out of 4 times I'm going to lose. But if I take 4 swings, there's a much higher probability that I'm either going to break even or I'm going to go 3 for 4, right? Or I'm going to go 4 for 4. So the idea is you want to get as many swings at bat, and that's what his risk management system allows you to do. There's also a money management strategy, which is the idea of when to walk away, guys. All right, conceptually, when do you walk away? How much do you put at risk? All of these concepts give you the ability to be in a prop account and stay funded for longer, which at the end of the day means you make more money. We also strongly believe in software. Trade assist strategies, not automation. Okay. Trade assist strategies software equals strategies equal rules. Okay. This is very simple. If I teach you a trade or Pat teaches you a trade, and the idea is that you have to follow that trade to be successful. Okay. As humans, we make errors. As humans, our emotions get involved. As humans, we say, I know that's the right thing to do right now, but I'm just not feeling it right now. Lucky number 7's coming, right? We've all done it. Let's just be honest. We've all done it. We've also all lost a little bit and said, I got to make that back, that revenge trading. All right. What the software does is it takes those emotions out. It takes away that human error. It does the hard math for us fast. And it gives us the ability to, take a very accurate trade. All right. Accuracy of trade is huge, especially when you're trading multiple markets. It also gives you no miscalculation on your risk. Okay. This is huge for trailing loss, for all of those. You got to be able to calculate that risk and calculate it quickly. If you're able to do that, you're able to trade for longer. And like I said, software gives you the ability to watch multiple markets. And one thing that's not written here is speed. Software, if it's used properly, gives you a level of speed that you just can't compare to manually. So for example, if you know that trade is coming and you see it in Pat's example of it's getting close to a high volume area and it's the first time that day, you turn on your software to take the trade. That software is going to take the trade more accurately, faster, and with no miscalculations compared to me as a person taking it. It's literally that simple. So we've simplified the program into a program that can be that can have people trading live in funded accounts very quickly. We've got mentorships, all those things to get you from I don't know anything or I used to think I knew how to trade. I want to learn the new way to I'm able to do this now for myself. One of the most success stories we want to bring on you today, by the way, and this is I talk about trading quickly. That's actually bad English right there. Sorry about that, guys. One of the most successful stories that's going to be here today, though, has been trading Pat's system for less than a year. And when we get to him, I'm going to point it out, but I want you to understand he's dabbled in trading, but he's actually been trading Pat's system for less than a year. So to get to the level that he's at in less than a year, the system has to work. It has to be easy to learn. It has to be a system that can be repeated, that he can take it and run with it and be able to execute essentially on his own with the programs. And he's been able to do that in less than a year. And by the way, he's not the only one. We have a lot of students that get up and get going in 60 days, 90 days. Okay. We don't recommend jumping in with both feet. We do recommend learning enough to be dangerous first. And we have a whole program around how to do that. At this point, if you followed the system so far about how we teach it, all right, you would know how to trade. The question is how do you make real money? How do you multiply your profits? And that's what brought us here today. Today's conversation is more about how do you take that one funded account, right? So we've gotten you through the last 5 webinars to this point. You've got that account. How do I now take that account and multiply it for profits? And it's a lot harder than you think. Okay. We call it prop farming. It goes by a lot of different names. All right. Prop farming, if you think about it like a field, and you have to tend your field, right? You can have one row, you can have 5 rows, you can have 1 acre, you can have 500 acres. Not everybody can manage 5 acres. Not everybody can manage two. You got to figure out what you can do and how you can do it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But at the end of the day, it's very important to understand how prop farming works. You're taking your effective trading system and you're trading more than one prop account. All right. Why do you trade more than one prop account and not just trade $2 million? Because prop firms don't have $2 million accounts. So what you have to be able to do is to take that $150,000 or $250,000 account and multiply your results across multiple accounts. That's how you get to trading $1 million or more, or $2 million or more, is you end up trading multiple accounts simultaneously. Now, one important thing to do here, to understand here, is there's no right way. There's a lot of different ways, and people have come up with their own systems. They've taken a little piece of this, a little piece of that, and they've been able to apply it and be successful with it. And so when you hear the people talking, a lot of them, you go, wow, that's a great idea. And then you go to try it and go, you know what? I can't do it. It doesn't work for me. All right. I'll give you a great example with me personally. I can't trade more than 4 markets at a time. I'm just not able to do it. I can watch 4 screens, but I can't trade more than 4 accounts at the same time. I just can't do it. I'm not able to. So I had to come up with ways that I was able to do it that stayed within my personal skill set. All right. And each of you will find that as you get deeper into the system. So what is prop farming? It's using technology and workflow. All right. So notice it's not just technology. It's not just workflow. It's not just working your butt off and trading a lot of accounts simultaneously. You're going to leverage the technology and you're going to leverage that workflow to effectively and efficiently. All right. Huge words here, guys, often overlooked, because if you can't be effective and efficient at this, don't do it. All right. When you stop being effective and efficient, stop doing it. If you make more money with trading 2 accounts or trading 1, and when you go to 2, you actually make just as much money as you were doing trading 1, go back to trading 1. Okay. Go back to trading 1. Be effective and efficient. And that's with your effort. That's with your time. Okay. Make sure you're getting the yield. So prop farming is using technology and workflow to effectively and efficiently use multiple accounts to generate a multiplier of your profit. Okay. So you're not just taking the profit off of one account. You're not doing all this to just have one account be profitable. You're doing this to get literally make $6,000 profit target. You keep 90% of that trade. You're at $5,400 times 10. You're at $54,000. Okay. That's the idea of prop farming. It's not easy. Cannot stress this enough. Okay. It is not as easy as throwing some copy trading software on and just letting it go off in a bunch of different accounts. You can start with that, but you have to understand there's a lot more to it. You have to manage the trades, okay, in multiple accounts. A lot of firms will cap you at 5 accounts. So what does that mean? That means that you have to have a different firm that you're going to copy trade over to. Well, their guidelines might be different. So when you're managing your trades, you have to make sure you're managing the correct trade at this account, as well as, let's say it's Apex, and then managing the same way over here at T3, and then managing the same way over here at Top Step. Okay. But staying within each of them, staying within each of their guidelines to keep your account funded. You also have to make sure that you're activating enough capital. All right. Which again is not as easy as simply copying your trades out. That means that you have to be active enough in the accounts. You have to be, so you're not just jumping account to account to account, taking trades. All right. You also don't want to copy necessarily, because you might get different fills. You might get different closes. There might be a spread difference between the time when the trade executed and when it executed on the other side. There's all kinds of crazy things that can happen with it. So I want you to understand, it sounds great, just multiply your income, but it isn't that easy. And it's particularly hard once you're funded. And this was a conversation that I had today. There is a big difference between trading a sim funded account and trading an actual funded account. Some firms, when you get quote funded, you're still trading the video game sim account. That's fine. They play a little game with some of your fills sometimes, but for the most part, you don't ever have to worry about fills. You don't have to worry about slippage. Okay. You don't have to worry about any of those things. When you're trading a fully funded account, reality sets in. And the reality is you might be able to throw 2 contracts on in a $50,000 account and not have a problem. You might be able to throw it on a $100,000 account and not have a problem. But you start trading 5, 6 contracts, okay? Or you start trying to get that trade entered in 20 different funded accounts, and they're all trading 2 contracts. And suddenly, even though it's not a block, there's 40 contracts at the same place in the market. Okay. You just created an iceberg out there. All right. So this is especially not easy once you get funded. And this is where you have to know how to trade. It's not as simple as just following the leader here. You got to know how to trade. You got to understand what you're trying to accomplish. All right. So there's multiple ways to get funded, to stay funded, to get paid, and to multiply your profits. But remember, at the end of the day, your goal is efficient profit. It's being able to use your time efficiently to make more profit than you were making with the 1 account or 2 accounts or 3 accounts. So Pat, what I want to do, I want you to bring in some of the students, if you don't mind. We can talk a little bit more about this after, but I'd like you to bring in a couple of the students and have them kind of explain what they're doing and how they're doing it successfully, if you don't mind.
Sure, not a problem. I've just got to scroll down the list so I can find them and then activate their microphones. Rhonda, let's start off with Rhonda. I'm going to activate your microphone. Rhonda, give it a couple of seconds, 5, 6 seconds. Start speaking and we'll see if your mic is working. Just keep on talking until it's a little tricky. I think we're hearing something, but it's not.
There she is.
There she is. Try that again, Rhonda.
Hello.
Awesome. Everybody, this is Rhonda. Rhonda, I'm just going to ask a few questions, and in your own words, please answer. You're very, very good at that. How long have you been with me learning, Rhonda?
Well, actually, it will be 11 years this August.
And when did you really start taking this seriously? Because you have a big time job. You were learning while you were working. When did you really start taking it seriously?
Yeah, that's a difficult question because I actually thought I was taking it seriously when I first started. But I really started taking it seriously. I would like to say it's about 3 years ago now. I've been trading with you for this time frame, but I started what I thought I was learning. I learned your process. It worked fantastically. And then life happened. And I even sent you stuff. I said, hey, look, I can't do this now. I can't focus. And I'm the type of person that if I can't focus on what I'm doing 100%, I don't want to do it. And at the time, I was losing my money. I didn't have prop firm. So, I just, said, okay, let me just kind of take a step back. And
what did I tell you to do? Take a step back and come back when you could focus on it, right?
Yep, absolutely, you did. And I did. I was like, it will be there when I'm ready for it.
Now, how long have you been a funded trader? Because I know you were one of the pioneers of this in the beginning.
This is since 20, this is going to be 3 years now.
Roughly, well, we already know the story. How many accounts, live funded accounts, do you manage now?
I am up to 12. I just passed my 12th one. Now, doesn't mean that I have not had others, because trust me, Mike, when you said it's difficult to manage and to keep them, those words are true words, because you get in your own way sometimes. Because when I first started, I was focusing on, I wanted to make the money and get the payout versus this is going to be here for the long haul. So I had to change my thinking in that.
So, Rhonda, and this is something that Rhonda had done, and we can prove this to you. Yesterday, she had emailed me and told me, I just got my 11th account funded, sent the certificate in. This is it. This is all I'm going to do, and I'm going to focus on managing these. And then what did I get this morning? I just got my 12 account funded live today. Okay. So, guys, the market conditions are somewhat miserable over the last few weeks, and she's getting live funded accounts handled. She was not an MBA. She did not go to school for finance. She was not somebody's niece or nephew that came onto the trading floor. They gave her a pile of money and told her to go long here or go short there. She started from zero. If she can do this, anyone can do it. Rhonda, what's been the most challenging issue you've had with the prop accounts?
Finding the one that works best for me. I actually have 3 different funds that I work with. And I did that one because I actually have several types of trading charts that I use. So I use Ninja, I use, and I don't want to put stuff out there, but I use different trading platforms. So I wanted to make sure that the ones that I use work best for me for whether I'm trading at home or if I'm trading on the go remotely someplace, because I am, traveling and doing whatever. But finding what works best for me to fit my needs that I felt comfortable with. And I like all the ones I'm trading with. I really do, because I have them specifically set up for specific accounts that I'm trading. So one I will trade, I'll trade my micro NASDAQs, which is, if it moves quickly. I like trading a different platform. It moves better for me than another one. So I classify them as to what I'm going to trade based upon what the market's doing that day.
Fantastic. Rhonda, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated.
Rhonda,
your mic
hold
down.
on, Pat.
Yep.
Hold on, Pat.
Sure.
Rhonda, quick question. How are you
Yes.
managing multiple accounts? Are you trading them individually? Are you copy trading? How are you managing them?
No, I am actually trading them individually. And because, again, I realize that it is, I'm doing this for the long haul. Sure, do I want to have, get funded and take money out in 8 days? That would be great. But sometimes I don't have that. I don't have the luxury, again, because of my lifestyle that I have right now. I'm still, doing other things. So I'm okay with that. And that was the hard piece, was to say, it's going to be there when I'm ready to do the trading, when I can focus on it. I have trade copiers. I'm really not a fan of it.
Right.
I like to rely on myself, and I like trade assist platform, programs, and I can only use that when I'm home, because I don't like using it remotely. I like to be wired in. So
Absolutely. Well, Rhonda, just so you know, we're coming up to kidnap you for the mastermind event. So you might not
I
think
missed the past couple of them because of my teaching schedule. So, and I was
yeah,
like, oh my goodness, but I would love. I mean, I've been all over the country with you
yeah,
guys.
we have. So
Uh-huh.
I'm
And I
letting you
missed
know
the
we're going
past
to kidnap
couple.
you because we haven't seen you. So we're going to kidnap you for the next one. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Thanks,
Thank you
Thank you
Rhonda.
so
very much,
much.
Rhonda.
And if I can say anything,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen, please listen to what Patrick is teaching you and what he is telling you. I cannot stress enough, the man is a genius. I have tried to change things based upon, what he taught me and thinking that, hey, I can maybe tweak it and it'll work. Don't. Follow what he says, listen to him, trust him. You will become successful and you will make money.
You are the best,
Thank
Rhonda.
you,
Thank
Rhonda.
you.
Thanks.
Joe,
Joe B. Did you turn him on, Pat? Pat, I think you turned your mic off in the process. We got to work on the technical side of this.
That should be it. Am I on?
somehow I got kicked.
Yes, sir. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing well, Michael. Yourself?
Quite well, quite well.
I'm,
Pat, you
I'm,
want to go?
I'm very impressed with your knowledge of what you're speaking of, Michael. I didn't realize you were that in depth. Kudos.
Thank you, sir.
You
I
know
appreciate
something,
that.
Joe? It's very, very difficult to be taken seriously when you're as good looking as we
What do you
are.
got for me, Pat?
You know, most people just laugh at us, brush us off, but it's a blessing and a curse. So, Joe,
Pat?
thank you very much. How long have you been using my
Anybody?
method?
Did we lose him?
No, I'm here.
Joe,
Oh.
can you hear me, Joe?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear Patrick.
Oh, he asked, how long have you been using his method?
Oh, okay. I've been with Target about 10 months. I started with an alternate of yours, and then I jumped in with Pat around December. I didn't really get serious with it until January.
January of this year.
Yes.
All right. And I know you and I have spoken on multiple occasions. I mean, you've tried a lot of different things. You've tested the waters. What made you decide to look at prop trading?
I was unfamiliar with the term, and honestly, until you and Patrick brought it to my attention, I didn't really know anything about it. So I thought I would give it a whirl. I did take some lumps. Understanding the rules and the nuances, as you have explained, is usually important. Um, it's no different than knowing your rules and being disciplined when you're trading Patrick's method, which honestly, without that method, if you have no means of winning trades, prop trading isn't going to do you any good. So one really goes hand in hand with the other.
Right. Right. You started, Pat. Do you want to? You could take over if you want, Pat, or I can keep going. It's up to you because I had my own questions for Joe.
Just want to make sure that my mic works.
No, go ahead. You can take over.
I can hear him now.
Okay, great. So, Joe, and you don't have to give me the total amount. Are you trading more than 5 accounts?
I am trading 20.
Okay, so there we go. Now, understand something, everyone. When Rhonda and Joe are talking about the method, I am teaching them how to execute signals on the levels that I am providing the day before. They are going in, deciding which trades are best for them. Joe has decided what absolutely does not work for him. He doesn't do it. He's got a handful of trades, and that's all he does, and he repeats it over and over and over again. Joe, what is the most difficult part you have found about managing all of those accounts?
I stopped trying to manage all of them at one time. It's just it's too unruly. So I use two copier programs, but they don't always mesh well with the broker programs. So and that's assuming they're all of equal dollar value, which is also something I found out because I had a mix and match. I had 50s, 150s, hundreds. I've now streamlined it down to mostly 50s because that suits my need and the parameters, as Michael said earlier, understanding what each one of those, how they pay out, and what your daily loss is, and so on and so forth. So what I do now is I manage five at a time. So if I take a trade, it's actually taking it on five. I get my daily fill, the number that I need to reach to hit consistency, which is a big factor people need to understand. You can't make too much money because it affects your goal at the end of your trading cycle. So that word is consistency, and you really need to become familiar with that. I learned that the hard way as well. So I'll trade five at a time. I'll hit my daily goal. I'll shut those off, and I'll turn five more on. Sometimes I've gone up to 10, but I like to do them in groups of five. The trading over the past couple of weeks really there hasn't been that many trades, so I've really only been trading five a day. One trade, two trades. I think last week I only took a total of three trades, but if you multiply three times five, that's actually 15 trades over the course of a week, three times. That was 45 trades in a week.
That's awesome.
So with only three actual trades. So
Joe, you mentioned that you're using a copy trader. Is it a commercial copy trader or you had one built or?
it's a commercial one I'm using. You want me to say who I'm using?
Oh yeah, you can say it.
So I'm using the Apex Trader on all my Apex accounts, and I'm using Replicanto for Tradier, Legends, and what is that other one I'm using? Take Profit.
Oh, Take Profit. Okay.
Yeah.
Traders Post is really good too. That's the one I use. I like Traders Post. Replicanto's I like it, but I think you hit the nail on the head. It's got some integration issues, but not all the time. It's like it's not consistent. It's
That's
really
correct.
yeah.
Yes, I've had issues where I've had 15 accounts on. I closed the account at Ninja, and the trade kept going.
Yeah.
And I blew up a couple trades like that, unfortunately. So I just think the technology is not necessarily there. So you have to really pay attention to what you do. And I think five accounts for people that are getting started is very manageable with a copy trader.
Yep.
And then you can get started. I think to try to do that individually, and if Rhonda's doing that, I give her a lot of credit because that would definitely be beyond my skill set as well. I mean, you have to put your head on a swivel and really be on top of it.
Yep. Yep. And I think you just hit the nail on the head that like each person has their own different parameters, different styles. You guys both have the same teacher. You're both very successful at what you're doing, but you have two completely different approaches to how you do it. And I think that's kind of the message of today is, there isn't a right answer. And I love that you said that you use a copy trader because I think that there's a lot of people out there that think they can just simply plug a copy trader in and they can copy it over 15 accounts and they're going to make, X number of dollars per month doing that. And it's not that easy.
No.
Out of curiosity, you said $50,000 accounts. Why did you choose 50 instead of choosing 100 or 150? Because a lot of people would naturally go for the larger account.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what I did originally, thinking bigger was better. So the first thing, so if a $50,000 account has a $3,000 profit target, a $150,000 account has a $9,000 profit target. Now, if you have a consistency, so let's see, I think Tradier is 20%, Apex might be 35, which means at the end of that term of trading, so say you have to do your 7 days, right? So there's a minimum amount of days you have to trade. Actually, not calendar days, trading days. So making actual trades. So let's just say in the 7 days you have a $3,000 account. You can, roughly trade 450, 500 a day. If you were to go over that and say you did $1,000 one day, well, 20% of 3,000 is 600. So if you did 1,000 in one of those days, you now have to trade 20% of 10,000. Yeah, $10,000.
Right.
So you have to be very mindful of that. So that was one of the reasons, because I felt a $400 or $500 profit target per day with those accounts was very obtainable. It's 3 contracts, trail one, or maybe an all in, all out kind of thing. Whereas if you do a $150,000 account and you got to make $9,000, you need to have bigger targets. And especially in the trading environment we've been in, it's a lot more work, and those trades may or may not be there. And now you find yourself chasing trades because you want to make a trade because you want to get to your 9,000.
Right.
The cost to get into those programs is considerably more. And there are discounts out there where, you can find coupons and discounts. And then if you look at what they call drawdown or daily loss. So it's not all fun and games, because if you have so Tradier has, I think, a soft drawdown on a $3,000 account of $1,250. So if you lose $1,250 in any given day, they shut you down for the day. If you lose $2,000, you're done. You're over. You have to, and you were talking about that, you have to re-up. And that's how the prop firms, they make some money while you're re-upping. So the drawdown is not that much different from a 50,000 to 150,000, maybe $1,000,
Right.
which is not a whole lot. So if you proportionally weigh out the numbers, the 50K accounts for me made sense. So it's in 7 days. If I hit the profit goal of $3,000 in 7 or even 10 days, say, times 5 accounts, the minimum or the maximum payout, because there's also a max payout. I don't think you talked about that for the first 4 or 5 payouts. So the max payout on a $3,000 Tradier account is $2,000. So in 7 to 10 days, if I hit my $3,000 profit goal on 5 accounts, I can pay out $2,000 on each account. That's a $10,000 payout.
Right.
Even if it's 2 weeks on just one set of accounts. So do the math.
Yep. No, I love that math. I love that math. And I love that you understood, because that's one of the things, it's a misnomer. Everybody jumps to the bigger accounts and don't think about the fact that the drawdown, to me, it's the difference in the drawdown percentages. The drawdown percentages, you actually get a larger drawdown space on a $50,000 account proportionately to the $150,000 account.
Yes, absolutely, and that's huge, because listen, you're not going to, like you showed the stats there. So if you're winning 70% of the time, you're going to have a loser. It happens.
Right. Exactly.
So, it can get away from you, and if you have a loser, you got to be disciplined enough to say, okay, I'm down. Say you had two losing trades that day, you could be down $1,000. You got to know to stop. Now you're going to start the next day down, because that carries over, right? So you're going to start the next day down 1,000. You only have another $1,000 to lose, and that's like hitting zero. So it's not like, so during the day, I might, if you hit that $2,000, that's like running out of money. It's not that, okay, my trade isn't over yet. If your trade goes that negative, where you're potentially going past 2,000, it's like running out of money. And they shut you down. The account liquidates, and it starts doing crazy shit. You can't fix it, and you wind up going back to the website until you figure out what liquidation is all about. Which everybody will. You can't do this and not expect to spend, a few $100 on re-upping. And I blew a few intentionally just so I could see what it was like and how I did it, and it was just a cost of doing business for me. So, you gotta have that expectation. You have to have some capital to spend on in buying the initial accounts and re-upping a couple, 3 times or more. You could be a cowboy. You want to keep blowing up your account and just keep re-upping. I mean,
you're funding everybody else if you do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Awesome, Joe. Joe, you are so awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I do owe you a phone call to catch up and talk to you about some of the other stuff some of the other programs we were talking about. So I will definitely catch up with you, Joe. Thank you so much. And again, yeah, one of my favorite things about Joe's story is, Joe, you've really been doing this since January, and you're as successful as you are now. So that's awesome. So Pat, I'm sorry I interrupted there. You want to grab the mic and go through the end here?
No. He stated everything better than I could have ever done it. That's
exactly
actually doing it.
Yep.
Yeah. And listen, if anybody needs to reach out and wants to pick my brain or get some advice, or steer them in the right direction, be more than happy to.
We'll put them in touch with you, Joe. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Good night, guys.
See you, bud. And then I think, Pat, is Steven in the room? If he's in the room, you could drop him, and we'll do one more, and then we'll get to meat and potato stuff today. Where are you?
No, I did not see Steven in the room.
All right, so we were going to have Steven, who's another one of our students, and actually one of my favorite things about Steven's story is that he was not good at trading. He was blowing up accounts. He was using his personal accounts, and then he buckled down and he followed the system. And he's actually he's actually got social media following now with his trading. He's got a Discord. He's got all kinds of stuff. He's found tremendous success with it. I think the last time I checked with him, he was trading like 19 accounts or some absurd thing like that. And the interesting thing with Steven's story is he uses copy traders. He uses a little bit more technology when he does it and stuff, but this is what he does for a living now. He went from this being like a side thing to make a little bit extra money, but it's something that he does for a living now. So just so everybody understands, like what the people that you're hearing, the different success stories that you hear, I wanted you guys to hear it from their mouth that like there's different ways to do this and there's different ways to be successful with it. What we do is we give you as many tools as possible to do it right. All right. So a couple of key takeaways. One is knowledge. Both Joe and Rhonda talked about the knowledge part of this. Okay. Knowing what to look for, understanding market conditions. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is a big part of this. It's not something you just jump in and do. 2 is Trade Assist. Both of them use Trade Assist software. They're both using what they call ATM strategies or Trade Assist software to execute the trades. They're not doing it while they may do it manually in their account. They're using Trade Assist software to execute the trades. Okay, so it's not an auto trader, but they're activating it and it's taking the trade for them to be as effective and efficient as possible. You also heard copy trader. A lot of people say, oh, just grab that trader's post, copy trader and use it. Guess what, guys? Most of the time they don't work perfectly. Sometimes they'll blow your account up on you. I can personally vouch for the fact that my copy trader got me into a trade and it wouldn't take me back out. Okay. I blew up 5 accounts doing that. Okay. All at the same time because it was copying the trade. So long story short, guys, understand copy traders, how to use them. And I think the 4th thing here is a huge factor, okay? And it's time. Rhonda, she's been with you for a while. She just decided recently to take it seriously. She's been about 3 years in. She's doing very well with it. But guys, I don't know if you heard her say this. She's got a full-time job, guys. She's very successful at what she does. And by the way, it's not trading, okay? She's very, very good at what she does, but she's got to be places. She's got to travel. She's not always doesn't always have the luxury of sitting in front of her computer. Okay. She invested time. I can tell you right now, Joe, who was just on, since he's been in this program, is in the room every day. He attends the classes. He attends the mentorships. He shows up. If he's told an assignment, he executes the assignment. Okay. He doubled down on learning how to do it because he invested his time into doing it and doing it right. Time is a factor here. Don't wash over this. Okay. If this is something that you decide that you want to do, understand it's going to take a little bit of time to get you there. Now, can you double down and do this rather rapidly? Yes, you absolutely can. Okay. You don't have to spend 12 years getting to that point. Okay. You can take your time, but you can also invest fully, get in right now, learn how to do it, and get active very, very quickly. And by the way, that's like a month or two, sometimes 3 months. You can do it that quickly. All right. But it's about putting the time in, putting the energy in, putting the effort in. All right. So understand that what we offer, guys, it's a program. It's not a class. Okay. It's a system, not a trade. This is a lifetime skill that we're talking about here. All right. Understand the power now. This is a lifetime skill. Why do I say that? Because once you learn it, you got it, baby. All right. Once you learn how to install the roof, you can do that roof. Once you learn how to fix your car, you can fix your car. Okay. These are lifetime skills. There's not a whole lot of lifetime skills anymore. And that is one of the most important things about what we teach. We have students that have come to us. They've learned how to trade and they've gone off and they never come back. Did they never come back because it didn't work? No, they don't come back because they don't need us. They're off trading on their own. We run into them. We're like, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm trading $500,000. I'm doing this and doing that. Great. We also have students that have been with us for 12 years and stay with us because they like the market commentary. They like being in the room. They like the community that we've built. Okay. I can tell you that there's a group of over 100 people that have been with us since the start that are still here. Okay. How do I know that 100 people? I know them because they come to our events, because they show up for webinars, because they come in and talk to us and we spend time with them. We get to know the people. We get to know their styles. We get to do this. This is a big thing here, guys. This is a life-changing event. All right. So not only is it the lifetime skill, but it's also the community and everything else if you want it to be a part of that. Let me talk briefly about the education system so you understand what it looks like. It's multifaceted. We do have a daily signal room, meaning trades are called out in the mornings. Okay, that's called our Market Mavericks room. We have live online classrooms. Okay, there's classrooms 4 days a week. All right, the 4 days a week classes are at night. We also have mentorships and things, but those are the live online classes that are consistent week in and week out. We have live online trading rooms. Okay. This is where they're saying, oh, when I'm in the room. So when you're trading, you go into this room and you're live. We're talking about markets. What's happening? Hey guys, stay away from this one because the news is coming up. Hey, this is here. We're not calling signals, but one thing we are doing in those live trading rooms is we're doing trade reviews. Okay. What separates our students from others? Why are we able to get our students trading live as quickly as possible? Because we implemented something called trade reviews. Okay. What is a trade review? I just took a gold trade. I screenshot my trade and I submit it to Patrick. Patrick calls it up in the live trading room, guys. And he says, hey, Mike, your entry was good. Your analysis was good, right? It was a good trade to take. There's the high volume area. That was the right trade. It's the first time there. Your entry was a little bit late, but it was still in time. You managed the trade. You scaled yourself out. You exited well. Good job, Michael. Well done. You made X. Okay. Every student that takes a trade, we require them in their first 100 to submit their trades. It is the fastest way to get you learning to trade. Not only is it the review, the value of the review, but if you know Patrick's looking at your trade, you're going to be a lot more cautious with your trade. And this makes you a good, cautious trader. It's all about the training. Okay. We also do something called trader checkups. Again, you won't find another organization that does this. We're going to call you periodically. In the beginning, it's going to be a lot. It's probably going to be every day until you're fully set up. Then it's going to be once a week as you're getting used to the system and getting trading. It's going to go to once a month. And what we're doing is we're calling you to check in on you. What are you doing well? What are you struggling with? What can I help you with? How can I help you get to another level? Okay, those are one-on-one trader checkup calls. Guys, we have a campus library. We got a bunch of other cool stuff there. That's videos that you can go back and rewatch. If you missed a class, if you want to see something that happened yesterday, everything's recorded and it's dropped in the campus library. We keep a lot of footage there, guys, a lot of footage. We do that because there's a lot of value in going back. And I don't know about you guys, but I have to hear things 3, 4, 7 times before it sinks in. So I use the campus library still to this day for myself. We do have a lot of extras. Guys, there's mentorships. We've got software. We've got all kinds of bells and whistles that can come on top of it. But this is the core of our education system right there. So our main system that we use for prop traders is called the Prop Trader Accelerator. All right. And I'm going to put this up here because this is about as simple as it gets. Many of our students are making $10,000 a month or more using this program. Okay. One of my favorite things about the FTC is you can't advertise bullshit. If you advertise bullshit, you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get a problem, and you're going to get fined. The fact that I can put this up here and say many of our students are making $10,000 or more a month using this program is because it's a freaking fact, guys. Okay. Our students are making money using this program. Many are making more money than they would make working a regular job. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say about the system. They're using this program, not our highest, most expensive program. They're using our Prop Trader Accelerator program. Okay. This is the bread and butter. This is the peanut butter and jelly of what we do. All right. It's got the classrooms. It's got the HVA download. That's the levels Pat was talking about. That's a software. It's got the executioner software. That's that trade assist. Takes your reversals. Takes your inverses. It's got the live trading room, small group mentorship, campus library access. It's got the classroom. We call it the ramp up classroom. It's got the trade review program. And by the way, there's a slight step up on that program if you want to add the gap fills. Amongst us girls, I would add the gap fills. They're about 40% of our successful trades right now. Why is that so high right now? Because a lot's happening at the open in the market right now. It's the best time in the daily cycle to trade. And one of the best trades you can take right now is a gap fill. It's an extremely high probability trade, and it's automated using the Da Vinci gap fill system. So our students are making 10,000 plus. Regularly, this program is $3,500 down. Today, if you want it, Joe just popped a link up. It's in the top right corner of your screen that now. It says Prop Trade Accelerator, save $1,000 now. Just click that link if you're interested in doing it. All right. This is a today thing. All right. We charge $3,500 because we know this. Okay. We've got students making $100,000 plus a year with this program. Is it worth $3,500? No, it's actually worth a lot more. Okay. Is it worth $350 a month? No, it's worth a lot more. Okay. We could charge $45,000 and it'd still be worth it. Okay. But we also know that that's unreasonable for a lot of people. So what we do is we'd rather build up students. We'd rather see them be successful. We put that out there at $3,500. That tells us that you're real. Today, $2,500 down. That's all you got to do. All right. So click that link and get involved. If you are really serious about trading, okay, if you said, I want to be a trader, I want to spend the rest of my life as a trader, I want to go this path, and this is what I want to do. We have a program called the Master Key Program. Okay. We actually have a couple of different Master Key programs. This is literally everything that we offer. It's all of our mentorships. It's your signal rooms, all of the auto trader software. We haven't even talked about that. Okay. And any new software that comes out, you also get that. Okay. And the cool thing with the Master Key Program is we let you finance that over the course of the year. If that's something that interests you, make sure you ask about the Master Key Program. Okay. We do offer financing. By the way, just on the side note, guys, all programs offer 100% financing. We guarantee approval of financing. It's really simple. You stop playing, we shut everything off. So you're 100% approved on financing. Why do we do that for you guys? Because everybody's got money right now. Not everybody's got $2,500 to lay down, $5,000 to lay down. So what we do is we let you make payments. Okay. We'd love to see you get profitable and use the program that we're teaching you to make those payments. Down payments and monthly are all for the coming month. So you can cancel it anytime. You don't get locked in. If you commit to a $5,000 commitment and you get about $2,500 in and a life event happens or something happens, you can't do it anymore. We don't go chasing you for the other $2,500. It's just not the way we operate. You can cancel anytime. We don't have a problem with that. All right. So my biggest recommendation, if you're serious about this, if this caught your attention, if you want to be a funded trader and you want to take this to the next level, all right, the website is www.targettrading.co. Notice that that's not .com, that's .co /get-funded. All right. In there, you're going to see something that's a little bit different than other people do. We offer the discovery call for free. We offer all of that. Get in there and schedule your discovery call. If you're not comfortable just buying, if you got questions, if you want to learn more, if you're interested in the financing, okay, there's a buy now button in there. You can lock it in. We'll get you onboarded right away. I think Joe's even on the call. He can talk to you right now. Okay. If you want to do it right now, he can jump in and do it with you. All right. But if you want to schedule it for tomorrow, you want to have that conversation, schedule. It's called the discovery call. Get on the calendar, be in front of a computer. Okay, when you do your discovery call, because we're going to show you stuff. We're going to walk you through it. The cool thing is the people you're going to be on the discovery call with, they're prop traders too. Okay, we eat what we preach. All right, we eat what we bake, we eat what we cook, whatever the metaphor is. Okay, we believe in what we do so much that we do it, including, guys, all of our consultants, all of our sales team, all of our team does this. We do it because it works. All right. We do it because it works. Pat, did you have any summary thoughts that you wanted to close us out with today?
Honestly, I can't say anything better.
We're good to go.
Entirely up to everyone to do this if they want to do it. It takes some work, but anybody can do it.
Yep. And I think one of the we have an ad that's out there right now. That's Angry Pat pointing at a screen at one of our in-person events, and it says it's the profits of what our students are doing, and it says this could be you, but you haven't started yet, and that's really what it comes down to, guys. This could be you, but you haven't started yet. If those price points aren't within your grasp right now, we do have discounted opportunities there as well. Feel free to jump in and grab one of those just to kick the tires if you're not sure. I can tell you that the people that come in that try their entry-level stuff, they upgrade. They upgrade all the time. Take advantage of this price. Save yourself the $1,000 if this is something you're serious about. And like I said to you guys before, you can cancel at any time. You're not locked into anything. We cannot stress this enough. Okay? This program is designed for you guys. It's designed for the people. It's designed to make people be successful. Okay? Pat and I have built an entire business around that concept. So jump in, get yourself funded, and make your money. Pat, I didn't see any questions. If anybody has any questions, they're welcome to drop them in the attendee chat. I'll keep it available for another minute. If we don't see anything, guys, I'm going to let everybody go. I appreciate you staying with us for the last hour and 20. These are exciting, and we love our students. I'm so happy Joe got to talk, Rhonda got to talk. One of these times we're going to get Steven on here, get him talking. I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna let everybody go. Feel free to jump in. I am going to drop Joe. Hey, Joe, I'm sorry. I'm going to drop this in here, though. In the chat, I'm going to drop Joe's email address. So if you don't want to go get the discovery call, you don't want to do anything like that, in the chat right now is Joe's email address. Email him questions. He's awesome about getting back to people. Last but not least, Pat, I appreciate you so much, my brother. Joe, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for spending the night with us, and we will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Thank you.